We got this story as an update. China lodges complaint after Biden says U.S. would defend Taiwan in a Chinese invasion. So this is it. I'm going to say this first and foremost. The White House has gone rogue. Now I know. Hold on. We just did a long segment talking about how Biden's brain is completely broken. And so you would assume the White House must do something to stop a mad king, right? You know, like, what was it? Robert Baratheon? He was the one who slayed the... No, I'm sorry. That's not true. That was, it was Lannister.
Oh, yeah.
Jamie Lannister killed the Mad King. Because the Mad King was nuts. And he regretted it and he felt bad about it.
What is it? Aes Targaryen? What was that his name?
I don't know.
It was the Targaryen, the Mad
That's right. The Mad King. And so here we have Joe Biden, who I don't think mad is the right word. What's the right word? The daft?
Senile?
The deluded?
Dotard.
Yep.
Dotard.
Dotard.
The Dotard King.
The Dotard King.
The Dotard King. And so the White House is basically intervening and rejecting and denying the stated policies of the commander-in-chief. Now, here's what I'm going to say. The executive branch has gone completely rogue. I firmly believe that. I was thinking about this today because Joe Biden has now said 4 times it is the U.S. policy, 4 times, to militarily defend Taiwan. And every time he does, the White House goes, actually, that's not true. And it's like, well, I don't know who the spokesperson is, but the commander-in-chief just went to a press conference in Tokyo and said, we will. And the president, commander-in-chief, just went in 60 minutes and said, this is our policy.
Yeah.
And when Scott Pelley said, you saying the U.S. Army would defend, he goes, yes. Definitively, when the president says it, the duly elected commander-in-chief, that is the policy. He sets the policy. The White House intervened and says, no, it isn't. The DOJ intervenes. They do what they want. Look at Donald Trump. This has been happening under Trump and Biden. Plain as day, the executive branch has gone rogue. Under Donald Trump, they lied to him about the number of troops in Syria, rejecting his orders to get our troops out. Under Joe Biden, he is stating definitively over and over again our policies. Our position on Putin? No, they said that's not true. Our position on Taiwan? No, it's not true. If the president says it, you listen. Who is the person under Trump and now under Biden? Who are the people who are outright saying we will not listen to the commander-in-chief?
Yeah, no, it's more than one. Look at Deborah Birx, right, when she was going back to COVID stuff, and in her book she talks about how I wouldn't give Trump those numbers. I wouldn't share that data. Like I wasn't going to share it with them because it would have screwed everything up. So she made a decision that I don't have to tell the president, so he can make decisions. I'm more powerful than the president, and I think at every policy issue there's someone who calls those shots. But the clean house has to be huge.
But there's no coincidence, especially when you look at the presidency, when it changes from Democratic to Republican. The national security state, American foreign policy, usually stays the same. It's usually very hawkish. It's very neoconservative. It's very pro-war, and it's very pro-globalization, pro-IMF, World Bank policies that, of course, are spreading all this globalization around the world. What I think is happening here, if I could put on my conspiratorial hat, is that they literally wheel Biden into an interview, which he does very few of. And then they wheel him off after they take him off all the drugs. They put him at a table, just like a Fisher-Price table, and it has a button, it has a phone, but none of it actually works. And there's people behind the scenes truly calling the shots, just like they do in almost every other presidency. And Biden legitimately could be pressing the nuke button, could be calling people, talking to people, but it's all make pretend. It's all make believe. It's not real. And the people truly calling the shots are people who have more power than the president of the United States, and they probably meet in private, organize, and set policies that, of course, we've been following for many decades now that always go unquestioned, that every president promises to change when he's going to become president. Every president, when he runs on that campaign trail, says, I'm going to stop the wars, I'm going to stop the spying, I'm going to bring back American liberties, I'm going to bring back America. And none of them are able to do it.
I love the idea of this is a skit for you, Tim. I love the idea of president with his fake phone, his fake buttons, that when he calls and he's like, get me the president of France, and it's like, do your French accent. It's like oui, monsieur president, this is, and then like, get me Germany. It's like, oh, who does German? This is the German prime minister.
It's like
this one guy.
He's like chewing on the rubber phone.
Give me the president of Germany. And it's like, how do you do German?
Yeah.
Hello, this is President of Germany. And
Exactly.
like, why do you sound Russian? Russian.
Regarding whether or not Joe
This is
Biden.
the president
Get
of
me the
Germany,
president of the
yeah.
Congo. It's like, no, man, I'm not doing that.
But what other
Not doing that, not doing that.
But truly, what other evidence do you need than the current president of the United States to understand that there's a shadowy, secretive group really calling the things behind the scenes? What other evidence do you need?
It's not even a secret.
It's not a secret.
Under Donald Trump, they outright lied and blocked him from doing the things he ordered.
Yeah, if I went on CBS as the president and made a statement about my political agenda, and then someone in my administration came out and secretly countered, I'd fire them. That moment, you're fired.